So let's go now to our dear, close, personal friend. He's there at the restaurant. He's got it going on. Ted Bell from Ted's of Beverly Hills. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah.
Ted's of Beverly Hills Steakhouse. Come on down.
Hey, Phil, we got a great treat for everybody tonight here at Ted's of Beverly Hills. If you go on down to Ted's of Beverly Hills, you can see George Dunphy and his son Tony Dunphy holding forth in the prime rib room, singing some beautiful standards. Yeah.
We want to put our meat in your mouth.
All right, so Ted, what is this all about? You got George Dunphy there, and now may I ask some questions?
You can ask some questions, Phil. I did get some phone calls and some... Margaret, I could hear I know Margaret's concerned. I don't want you asking questions, but when you start to probe and prod, what happens, Phil, whenever anyone starts probing and prodding and sticking and fingering, what happens? You pull back, you've just violated someone. Excuse me for saying, your finger is going to smell all that well. And
Okay, Ted.
Well, no, what do you mean, okay, Ted?
God damn, Mr. Bell, you know.
Ted, why don't you just spit it out, okay? Because Phil doesn't get it.
All right, let me explain things to you. I've got two very valued customers in the Dunphy brothers. I do a lot of business with them. They are two, the entrepreneurs.
Uh-huh.
What a smart-ass. What does uh-huh mean?
You know what it means, Ted. These are two guys that you owe a lot of money to.
Oh, my God.
Phil?
Oh, my God. Why would you say that?
Because don't you? Haven't you come on this show time and again to say the Dunphys just raped you? And
No, I've said I've bet the Dunphys in sports and that I don't tell you what happens. Okay?
Well, Ted, you do tweet. You tweeted it out.
I didn't tweet, Jax. I tweeted, I said, if I booked bets, then yes, the Dunphys would have raped me, but no, they didn't. If I booked bets, which I don't, the Dunphys would have raped me, which they didn't.
in what game?
In the Super Bowl game, which we didn't bet. Okay, so let me again repeat. If I booked bets, which I don't, the Dunphys would have raped me anally, which they didn't, at the Super Bowl game, which it wasn't.
Maybe which it wasn't.
You don't understand what I'm saying, huh?
I understand.
No, I want to be very clear.
Well, what do you mean the Super Bowl, which it wasn't?
I mean, there wasn't no Super Bowl, but I didn't bet the Super Bowl.
Okay, you didn't bet the Super Bowl with the Dunphys. The Dunphys are going to be singing tonight. I didn't say anything. You got George Dunphy singing.
Right, George, I just wanted you to keep this, don't you owe the Dunphys money. If I owe the Dunphys money, this has nothing to do with the fact that George is going to be singing, and then his son Tony, who is going to be headlining this evening here in the... Let me tell you something, Phil. I have booked airtime on your radio show tonight and today so that everyone can be aware of George and Tony Dunphy singing in the Prime Rib Room tonight through Sunday at a very, very special appearance. And we are going to have our Teds. The Teds are going to be on just flowing. I wanted to say on the house. Of course, they're not. And I wanted to say half off, and of course, they're not. As a matter of fact, for this event, we've increased the price of the Ted. And
Boy, that's usually, people don't do that, do they?
well, I'm doing it because it's a special occasion, and if you want to come in to see George Dunphy and Tony Dunphy, you're going to have to pay more money. Now, George is going to be on stage here in a moment, and then Tony. This is the first show. This is going to be not really the big second show. Most of the time, we get most of the people in for this. I shouldn't say that.
You've never had anybody live in the restaurant, have you?
I've never had anybody live in the restaurant. What is that?
No, live.
What's he talking about?
You mean performing live?
I mean,
He means.
boy, Phil, she's right.
Phil, I'm not saying you've got Alzheimer's. I'm not saying you've got dementia, but you're...
Look, Phil, have we ever had...
First of all, it wasn't me. It was the general.
Oh, that's it. Not only throw me under the bus, but then get rubber. As soon as you feel my body under the rear wheels, go ahead and peel out. Fuck me.
Hey, guys, let's watch the... I'm not peeling out. I just said, and you said, have you ever had anybody live at the restaurant, as in performing live?
Oh, well, then say it. Have we ever had anybody performing live at a restaurant? No, we have not. So,
That's what we thought.
okay, well, that's what you thought, and you're right. So tonight is going to be a special night as we bring on the great George Dunphy and Tony Dunphy to sing for us. George is going to take the stage. As a matter of fact, George is taking the stage right now. Hey, here he goes. George Dunphy, ladies and gentlemen, on the Teds of Beverly Hills stage here this evening. Very happy to have him. Here we go.
knew Susie like I know Susie.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, what a gal. There's none so classy
Yeah, is it
like
great or
that
what?
fair lassie.
Oh.
Goodness me, what a chassis. We went riding,
Do it, George.
but she didn't balk. Home from Yonkers, I'm the one who had to walk. If you knew Susie like I know Susie.
Oh.
What a guy.
All right. Yeah, that is a fantastic event there. That is George Dunphy. All right. Hey, and Tony's up next, right, George? Tony coming on next? Tony in just a few minutes. There you go, Phil. What do you think? Margaret?
I thought he was one. That's George.
That is George Dunphy, and I think,
Now, you got to be on. Did you have George on there because you owe money? Yes or no? Don't screw around.
you are really something, General. You really are. Here's a guy.
No, let's just yes or no.
Why would you think that?
Phil?
Because
Don't say it, man. Don't do it, Henry. Don't do it. If I did owe the money, if, and that's a big if I did owe the money, do you think they want to turn their radio on out in the car right now, which is, I know where they went. They ran out to their car to turn the radio on to hear how you're covering this. Do you think they want to hear themselves being described as what you're about to say?
no, I didn't say. I said it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
General?
Yes, it was great.
All right. Now, coming up next is Tony Porter. Tony Dunphy. I'm going to have to go out there, as a matter of fact, and say hello and, kind of grease the wheels a little bit out there. So, let's see. Hold on for a minute, Phil, okay?
Is there a way that you can be on the air without the Dunphys listening?
I just saw them come to the front door. Okay, what do you want?
Oh, well, here's what I want, okay?
Oh, don't be sarcastic, Phil.
But Phil wants to ask the honest question.
Look at Ted. That wasn't that great. What's going on?
None of your business. None of your business.
Well, Ted, do you think that's great singing?
I think it's good. It's great. Yes, it's good. It's great.
It's good. It's great.
It's great. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's great. It's good.
Is it good or is it great or is it bad?
It's great. It's great.
It's great.
Yes. You guys want me. You know what you want. I know what both of you guys want. You want me to be reported in the news tomorrow turning up at the bottom of the L.A. River with 2 broken legs, broken arms, a broken nose, a broken jaw, and a broken heart. That's what you want.
Jarvis Bell, we're not trying to say anything like that. Only want to know what the truth is.
Look, Dickman, you can't, in the words of Jack Nicholson or whatever that guy, Nicholson, the guy who I sit next to at the games, you can't handle the truth, okay?
By the way, when you say you sit next to Jack Nicholson, is that at Laker games?
I forget now. I don't know what game it is. I don't know, the Lakers, the Clippers. It might be a Kings game for all I know. It might be an L.A. Cobra game for all I know. But the point that I'm trying to make with both of you knuckleheads, excuse me for saying this, General.
I don't need to be called a knucklehead by. Let me tell you something, Bell. I know bad singing when I hear it.
Well, you know you don't, because that was great. I'll tell you what. Hey, George. Yeah. Why don't you get out, ladies? George, get out and sing us one more, okay? Hey, how about an encore, ladies and gentlemen, for a great friend of ours, Mr. George Dunphy, huh? Yeah, an encore. George, go on out there, baby. I want to hear you doing it again.
Woo! Susie.
Woo!
I know Susie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, what a gal.
There's none so classy like that fair lassie.
Oh.
Oh.
Ouch.
Goodness me, what a chassis. We went riding, but she didn't
How about that, ladies and gentlemen, huh?
Oh, from Yonkers,
How about that, ladies
I'm
and
the
gentlemen?
one who had to walk if you knew Susie like I know Susie.
Oh. Ow.
The guy.
Yeah. Woo! Man, I'll tell you that. I think that anybody that says that isn't good, anyone that says that isn't good has got to come by me. I'm Ted Bell.